All right, so how are we all doing today? And I welcome you all to today's design review. And like I said, today's review is going to take a little bit new turn because I am going to be doing a live design with you guys today. But before we get to the live design, I'm going to critique two designs and then we now get to the live design. On this first design, okay, I noticed that we have so many things affecting the beauty of the design. All right, now, number one is never, please, I beg you, put website close to, if I anything close to the logo, excuse me, of a brand, it means it's part of the logo. So when you put a website close to it, it means you are saying to people that this www dot is the name of the brand. And then another thing I noticed again here is the background. We have so many things fighting for attention on the background. Background is one very important tool that as designers we use to make the information on our design pop. Background is not for say, okay, I just don't want my project to look empty. No, the work of the background is to push the content on your design so that people can see whatever you embed on it. So but when you now do it in such a way that you have too many things fighting for attention on your background, is going to affect the beauty of the design. Because right now we have the picture of someone praying here, and when we have this, we also have this communion cup here, and then we have too many dull colors on the background. These are simple things that affect the beauty of our design. I'm going to give you guys one trick now. Whenever you are trying to design a background for your design project, try as much as possible to play with just one color on your background. Now when I say play with one color, I don't mean you should just stick to, maybe you should just stick to just one color all the time. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you are using a particular color, let's say for instance you're using yellow, you should use different values of yellow on the background. That's if the background has some other effect on it. So try as much as possible to use one color with different value on that background so that it will help the busyness of that background. Then another thing I notice is the use of bevel. Now you see all these filters, all this bevel effect and all these things you see in all the graphic design application that we all have. They have when to use them. You don't use bevel when there's nothing talking about when the information on the design is not saying something related to float. Whenever you're trying to use bevel, is either you're trying to do something that shows that depicts block, or you're trying to depict something that shows maybe something like a balloon and so on. So please don't just use bevel on your design project. The color on the outfit of your character is also part of the color on your project. So if the color on the outfit of your character did not connect with the color of your background, it will affect the beauty of your design. All right, so whenever you're working on design projects, try as much as possible. First, check the color on the outfit of your character. That's if you are blowing the image to the point where you are trying to make it bigger. So try check the color on the outfit of your character and use that color on the outfit of the character to play with the color that you're going to use on your background. You can use let's say complementary colors, like color that complement the color on the outfit, or you can also pick color from the outfit of the character on the background. But what would now make the two elements different from each other is you can make the color on the background darker than the color on the outfit of your character, or make the color on the character darker than the color of your background. So doing that will also help the beauty of your design. So you need to watch out for that. Okay. All right. So let's go straight to the next design. All right. So on this second design, I like the fact that the design is bright. But the issue I have is the making of content, like making them too close. All right. And there's something called proximity in graphic design. which is elements that are close to each other are seen as one family. So when you make the content or your design too close, you are making it look like you're using one proximity, and avoid this. Allow space between your element. This will help the beauty of your design. All right, so I said space, all right, is very, very important in your design project. And I noticed that's what designer is trying to achieve, because I noticed we have space here which look more like a margin, and that is fine, but should not be only on your margin. It should also be on the information on your project. Be careful with the way you play with red on your design project. Red is one beautiful, powerful color that you can use to draw attention to the important information on your design project. Using it or overusing it is going to make your design shout. Red is one color that you can use to depict shout. So when you overuse it on your design project, it will make it look like your design is actually shouting, or all the information on your design are shouting. So please avoid the use of using too many red on your design project. And another thing I notice again is the use of this blurry clock. I'm wondering why this is blurry, and the information on the design says time management, the road to productivity. So why do we have this out of focus? Anyway, so please guys, avoid making your image out of focus. You only do this when you are trying to pass a message. Every move we make in graphic design, there must be a reason behind it. You don't just do something because you are trying to see, well, I don't want my project to look empty, or I don't want people to think I didn't do anything. No. And that's why I always say to you guys that before working on any design project, try to first draw out your layout on a paper, and then when you're done drawing it on a paper, then you now jump to your PC and start putting things together. I believe with this it will help the beauty of your design. Your goal is to try as much as possible to help your audience get the message fast. You can't achieve this when you don't even know where you're going. You can only achieve this when you already have a plan on what the project should look like. I'm sure so many of us have never seen a house that is built without a plan. In fact, any house that is built without planning, you'll find out that that house will look like a cat house. And this graphic design share the same sensation. So you have to make sure you have a plan. This is what I want to achieve. That's the first thing. These are my target audience. This is what I want to use to draw people's attention, and this very thing is going to stand out from every other information on the design. So I think doing this will help the beauty of your design. And I also noticed the use of, I think we have more than one font here. We have one here. This is one. This is one. This is two. This is three. This is 4. Yeah, this is 4. Okay, this is 4, and this is 5. So please guys, avoid the use of too many fonts. Using of too many fonts is going to make your project boring. Okay, so let's go to the last design for today. This look more like what cheap clients can design with Canva. And when you do designs that clients can easily do with Canva, they look at us like, why am I paying you? You know, they look at us like, what if I can do this myself? So there's only for me, calling a designer to help me with design project. So one of the things the things I noticed on this design that made it not look successful is, number one, this young man here showing sign of welcoming people is not helping at all. Why? Because after going through the filtering of the project, I realized that the concept or the idea of this design is not to welcome people with handshake. All right, and that's one thing. That's another thing that we need to learn to work on. Whenever we get brief, all right, from a client, you need to make sure you digest the information fully, because there are times when the title, the information on the title did not say what the title is saying. So you need to understand the project so as to be able to know what type of image you're supposed to use to depict what the artwork is talking about. All right, so this guy is not there. After going through the project, I realized that the meeting is for new members, to educate them and to also have a conversation with them and let them know, I mean, the benefit they are going to get. So I feel that if I'm going to use any image for this, I should use an image that depicts training. Because like I always say to you guys, that you need to make sure that you do something that will quickly pass the message to the audience, that they won't even start going through the stress of looking at your project. Because when your project did not first stop the audience, I'm telling you, they won't read the information on it. So simple designs with beautiful picture that pass a good message is what made a good design successful. So this image here did not connect to the message, so I'm going to go through the application I'm going to use to work on the project. So I'm using Illustrator to redesign this, and my frame size is going to be 800 by 800. All right, so I already have the image I'm going to use. I notice the artwork looks more like a social media artwork, so I'm just going to call this welcome. All right, and I'll leave every other settings the way they are. Okay, so the reason why I'm using Illustrator for this project is because I know I am going to be drawing a table, and yes, there are other applications I can use to achieve the drawing of the table. I know I can use InDesign, but for the sake of the people who are not used to InDesign, that's why I decided to stick to Illustrator. Another thing again is I know I'm going to be drawing an icon. All right, and I know Illustrator is always best for me to quickly achieve that. So I'll go back to Illustrator, and I am going to drag and drop the image. I decided to use this image of someone jotting down what I think she is getting from the instructor. So I'm going to flip this way because my information is going to be on this side. All right. Another thing again is, please guys, when you are trying to get image online for your design project, make sure you get an image that will give you the room to place your information. All right, so I'm going to create a new layer now, and I'm going to call this layer guides. All right, so I'm teaching you guys how to use Illustrator here now. So I'm going to lock this layer because I don't want this to show up. I'll mistakenly move it. Okay, so I'm going to select the guide layer, and I'm going to draw a small box here, like so. Put a small box here, and this box now will serve as my margin. Okay, and I'll draw a big box here, and this box is going to serve as my guide. All right, so I'm going to delete this and delete this, and this I'm going to switch. I'm going to take out the color, the fill color, and change the stroke to white, and I'll go to objects, part, and select split into grid. Okay, then I'm going to use 5 for my row and 5 for my column, and I'll turn on preview. All right, so as to be able to see what my guides look like, or my grid looks like. So I'm going to select the OK button, and I need to convert this to a grid because as it is now, we can only see boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control 5 on my keyboard, and now we have it. We have the objects converted to a grid now. So I'm going to, or a guide now. So I'm going to lock this and create a new layer for my text, and I'll copy the title. Is bigger. All right, and I'm going to change the color to blue. Okay, so now before using this color, I've checked the color on the project and I realized that I have blue on it, and I'm trying to make sure that I did not use any color that is going to affect the background, or that is going to not connect with the color on the background. Now there are other colors you can use. Blue is not the only color you can use, but for me I decided to use blue because of the information on the design, which is talking about welcoming people, and I know blue signifies friendly. All right, and that's the reason why I'm using blue. Okay, so before coming up with this concept, I already have what the design is going to look like on my drawing sheets, and that's why it's easy for me to quickly redesign it this way. So I'm going to scale this real big and just position this somewhere around here. So guys, if you have questions for me, please, you can write them down. Excuse me. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to make this bigger. Put this here. Change the tracking to -12. Close the leading. So I'm holding on shift as I close the leading. So I'm just going to scale this a bit. This should be here. All right. So when remember I was talking about proximity, and that's what I just achieved here. So this information here are seen as one group, because the next information I'm going to add, the next element I'm going to add is not going to be close to this title and the address. So I'll move this down here. So this is good. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to draw my table. So to draw the table, I need to first paste the features. I'm wondering why my Illustrator is messing up today. So I'll paste this and I'll change the color of this to blue. Let's see, I'll make this 14. Let's see if I make this 28, because I want to draw rules in between them. So I need to add space between the different points or features. All right, then let's see. So I'm going to position this here. All right, then I'm going to draw a rectangle shape like so, and I'll switch this to, you know what, let's just switch the fill to stroke. All right, then I'll go to edit again, but this time, you know what, I need to hide my guide because I want to be able to see um what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go to edit, object, excuse me, part, and select split to grid. So because I have 5 features here, I'm going to make my rows 5, and I'm going to check preview to see what it looks like. This is perfect. So I'm going to select the OK button, and I'll make sure that, you know what, let's just take this the some of the lines out. So I'll click this and I'll click here and hit the delete key. Click here, hit the delete key. Click here again, hit the delete key. Click here, hit the delete key. Hit the delete key. Click here, hit the delete key. All right. Then I'll make sure that this is here. So I'll make this visible again, and I'll make my rules 0.5. Yeah, so it's going to be 0.5. And another thing I'm going to do again is to draw, which is why I said I decided to use this application for this design. So I always like to draw lines. I always like to draw arrows when I have, you know, tables like this. It's always is part of what beautifies the look of my table, or always beautify the look of tables. So then I'm going to select this. I am going to select this too. I'll select here, hit the delete key. And now I'm going to group this with Control G. I'll push this down and just drag this and position it here. Let's zoom out. So move this up like so. Oops. Yeah. So I'll hold on Alt and make a copy of this. Hit Control D, D, and D. All right. So this is good. So this is hit without the guide, and I think it's making sense now. So I'll make this video visible again. I'll zoom in, and this should be here. Okay. All right. Okay. So I need to make a copy of this because we need to write the feature text, and I'm going to make this bold. Make this bold, and this should rest on this. Right? So I'll copy the text featuring, and I'm going to paste that here, and that should go in here like so. I can even make it smaller. Let's just make it, let's say 12. All right, and this should be here. So for the dates and time, I'm gonna copy the date and time. I'll copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. This bigger. Okay, and I'm going to change the color to blue and push this down. Let's come here. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna make this, let's say 29. Well, let's just make it 30. All right. So the idea is, after the title, the next thing I want people to see should be the time, so that people won't miss the event. All right. So I am going to close the leading, because the order of embedding element on your design also matters. These are ways that you can help your viewers scan through your project. Okay, so I'll make this bold, and doing this right is also part of what will beautify the look of your project. All right, I think I need to move this up. Okay, and I'm gonna copy dates, paste that here, change the color to the same blue. All right, now move this down. This should be here. Okay. So shift select the two and drag and push this down like so. And I'll make a copy of this and just position it here and make this bigger. Push this down here and right click, transform and select reflect. And I'm just gonna I'll make sure the vertical reflect is checked and select the OK button, and this should not go more than this. Okay, so if I hide the guide now, this is what we have. I'm not really feeling this side. I'm going because I always prefer the upper text should at least get a little bit close to the same line with the one under it. So I'm going to add 00 to this. Aha, this is beautiful. All right, so I'm going to stop. All right, so we still need to put the name of the The name of the ministry. I think I need to make this. This is good. So I'll make this visible. Make this go up. So so when you are adjusting the what's it called? Your text here in Illustrator, please always hold down Shift. All right. If you want to have a perfect adjustment, always remember to hold down Shift. Okay. So I think I need to move this down here, like so, and this needs to go down. Or better still, let's just move this up. Let the tail of the G rest on the guide. And for the name of the ministry, I'm going to copy that now. You know what? I'm going to close the leading a bit. Okay, and this needs to go down. Yeah, this is good. This needs to go down a bit. So if I hide this now, it's too close. It's too close. I'm looking at the space between the W and the P here, so it's too close. So I'm going to open it and I'll move this up like so. This here. Okay. So the name of the ministry. So I'm going to paste that here. I'll change this to white. All right. This should be white. And I'm going to scale this down. Zoom in. Position this here. Make the ministry name bolder. Okay. Just the space here. Okay. Then I'm going to slash to this. And I'm going to make a layer. This should be behind this. And I'm going to draw a box like so and change the color of this box to black. It should be on this layer. And should just come here and just reduce the opacity a bit. All right. And I'm going to stop here on this. Okay. So I'm going to stop here on this. And I hope you guys learned something today because I'm going to hide this now. Let me hide this so you guys can see what we have. So this is what the final project looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed today's design review. Don't forget, meeting time is 6 p.m. So I'll see you guys again next week. Peace.